Hey guys, how's it going? Jaytron here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about some drama, and boy, there is a lot of it. So if you haven't heard, which I'm sure you have if you follow this channel or anybody else's Ashes of Creation channel, that Narc, the big Ashes content creator, decided he's going to quit. Now, if you've been in this circle for a while, you will know that Narc and Steven and Intrepid Studios have big design differences of opinions, and he is not afraid to tell you about those opinions. It just seems really, I don't know, it just seems really contentious recently, especially within these last couple months, or at least since Alpha dropped. I feel like the expectation that he is telling people with the set are contradictory to his own, and let's get into why that is. So before we do though, let me tell you about my history with Narc. Narc was my biggest influence when it comes to content creation. Him, myself, and many others find ourselves frustrated with the current state of gaming. A lot of it has too much corporate grime in most modern day games, and that's why we kind of flock to Ashes, is because we are sold on the promise from Steven and Intrepid Studios that this game doesn't have that corporate element, and that is something that we really need to focus on when it comes to developing this MMO and really any game in the future. Narc is very candid, does not hold back when he sees something he doesn't like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Any game development needs constructive criticism in order for it to be good, and I think that we are seeing a lot of it with Ashes being a fully open developed alpha testing game right now. And one thing I notice is there is a reason most companies do not release alpha information before they go into beta, and because we are seeing all kinds of contentious reaction towards the current state of the game. So right now, as it stands, Steve is telling us that you are not playing a game. So if you purchase this alpha keys for the next 3 phases or whatever, you got to keep in mind you are not playing a fully fledged game. But some people just cannot seem to get over that. Once they're in the game and they start nitpicking the little flaws, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of them, then that could just have a really negative perception of the development. But I urge people to just pay attention to the patterns. Are they in the game communicating with the community? Are they interacting with them? Are they listening? Are they making changes when they need to be done? And to me, in my opinion, for following this alpha testing, they have done every bit of that. The communication's there. They are adding in fixes, and it is getting a little bit better and better and better. With Narc, he seems to get caught up on little things that Steven has said in the past. And if you watch that video, you could see that he brings up things that Steven said back in 2023 and in videos showcasing the Sand Skull Desert. So I think that's been like the biggest contentious part recently, is that once they released the desert and they saw that there wasn't really any assets, the nodes are kind of copy pasted from other nodes, that's what really got Narc and other people inflamed. They thought this should be a fully fleshed out desert. Again, the assets are coming later, they're just trying to get the networking, the gridding thing done. So I don't understand why we hammer on every little thing that Steven says. We're 8 years into this development, and we are only a couple months into alpha testing. I would understand these complaints if we were a couple, maybe year into development, and the desert and the freeholds still look the same way as they do now. I would start wondering, like, hey, what's going on here? So my point is, we need to just give it time before we really start judging where they're taking this game, what assets and what graphics still need to be done. We're going to get there. Now I think is a good time for people who's been following Ashes to step away. I do the same thing. I've been playing Path of Exile 2 when I get frustrated that my experience isn't working for my character. Because I know I'm just testing game, but I still got to act like I'm playing it. And, in order for me to be in the world and everything, I still have to feel like this is my character. So recently, I've been getting bugged of not getting EXP when I'm trying to level up, and right now I'm only like level 10 on my cleric because when I'm not getting EXP, then I'll just go to play Path of Exile for a while until they fix it, and I'll come back and try it next time, which I'm probably about to try here after I get done making this video. But anyway, just step away. That's all you gotta do. People are making plenty of content about Ashes, and you're going to be able to keep updated without getting frustrated. And I am sorry that if you paid the $120 or $250 back in whenever, then you're not enjoying yourself. I that sucks. I apologize for that. But it is not like they haven't told you what this was. So you got that, and I understand that can't be a blanket excuse for everything, but development's crazy, and unless you're a developer yourself, you can't sit there and say for sure how things are supposed to be going. Let's take a deep breath, step back, play some other video games, check in once it gets there, and make your opinions and judgments. I would say let's give it at least 6 months to a year before we really start doing reviews. And that's another thing. I'm not doing any alpha reviews. It's silly doing an alpha review right now. Things change so much. I'm not reviewing classes. I'm not making a class build guide. That shit's going to be changed up within a couple of months anyway. So there's just no sense in doing that. And we just got to watch out for the consistencies of how they're charging. I don't think what they've done right now has been totally bad. I just think we just need to keep an eye on it. They have a really good team of people, and it's hard for me to imagine that if they're scamming the game, that they're just going to run off with all this money after all this work they put in. I just cannot see that happening. The other route is they go to Star Citizen route, and that's when they kind of just give up on the release of the game, and they just keep releasing little content and selling vaporware for $30,000. If they start doing that, then I'm dropping off. I'm not hanging on. But so far, I have not seen any of that. And to wrap up my thoughts on this rambling video, the last thing I want to say is that in Dark's video, he did not say the game was a scam. He does not think the game is a scam. He only is frustrated with the communication by Steven and Intrepid to the people, and he doesn't want to find himself in a situation like many other games that we've waited for. The biggest one I can think of in history right now, in my history, is Diablo 4. And then you compare games like PoE 2, Grinding Gear games, they've just been in lockstep with people the whole way. And they really let you know what their intentions are the whole time. And they stuck to their pillars too. Their game, they took what was really good from PoE 1 and worked on it and did better for PoE 2. And I've been really enjoying my time in that when I have some Ashes downtime. But anyway, that's all I'm going to ramble today. I hope you enjoyed it. Stick with Ashes, man. We don't have any other game that doesn't have a corporate backing that's this big, and that's what makes me super excited to play it and be a part of its development for its future. And I hope we all stick around with it and the community grows and we just have a really good game that we all can enjoy one day as a community. So anyways, that's all for me rambling for now. Thank you for watching. My name is Achon. Peace out.